Shit, my dad taught me. We are in studio today with Ryan Lazar.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Outside of some of this Toronto memorabilia here, it'd be a lot nicer if it was Detroit, you know?
Enjoy it while you're here.
Are you Detroit everything else?
I am Detroit everything else.
Yeah.
Growing up in Windsor, that's you were kind of born into it. So we went through some tough times as an NFL fan, I'll say that. But
Highs and lows.
mostly lows.
He made me take my NFL shit down. We used to have Kelsey and Mahomes behind us here.
Because you were never a KC fan. You were like, you only started being a KC fan because of those two pretty wannabes.
Okay. First off, I became a KC fan when Taylor Swift got involved. Okay. So,
yeah, like I said, those wannabes.
shout out T Swift. Ryan, we have a tradition on the show where we started off with a ChatGPT intro.
Perfect.
If I may. Ryan Lazar. He is a seasoned tech and AI executive with a career spanning leading complex high-growth organizations through critical stages of scale. He currently serves as the VP of Sales at America's Press Ganey Forsta. How'd I do? Press Ganey Forsta, where he owns regional go-to-market strategy and execution across the Americas. Ryan is originally from Tecumseh, Ontario, where he went to school at University of Windsor for civil engineering. The proximity to Detroit is a big reason why he's a diehard Detroit sports fan. We started with that. ChatGPT knew.
There you go.
Ryan is also a father of two and a devoted husband. He spent 7 years at Qualtrics, where he held multiple senior leadership roles, including General Manager of Canada. In that role, he led Canada to become a top 3 global market 2 years in a row. Along the way, he became a multiple-time President's Club winner and a trusted partner to executive buyers across HR, IT, marketing, and compliance. Ryan has also spent time as the GM of Canada for CareerBuilder, and he cut his teeth at Xerox. But on this show, we're interested in more than just titles and metrics. We want to explore how leaders think under pressure, how they build teams that scale, and how personal values shape professional decision. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank
How'd
you
they
guys
do?
again for ChatGPT does Windsor. And it might overinflate you just a little bit, you know, but I'll
Chris
take
is
it.
always like, could you just up-talk these people a little bit?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, ChatGPT, I'd like to make a friend today.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
nice.
Take out the criminal charges. And
Pump the tires. Did it get everything right? Did we miss anything?
You know, it was pretty bang on. Yeah, pretty much a story throughout my career. I would say started as, we talked about this earlier too, actually went to school for civil engineering. So started doing that with a very different vision in mind. And a year out of that, the recession hit and I was forced to change careers. So
yeah, and here we are. So I want to go back to like day one, man. I want to know about where you were born, what the early days were like.
Tecumseh. So born and raised Tecumseh, Ontario, small town. Like when I was there, we were like the first house on the street in the cornfields. There was like 5,000 people, right? So like one high school, one grocery store, you know, you kind of knew everybody. And so I was there for 25 years of my life. Incredible place to grow up. I would say like very humble, genuine people. Sports was big. You know, whenever you go, and I have 2 kids right now, my son plays competitive baseball that I coach. Whenever you go to these small towns, they tend to be the ones that kick everyone's ass, right? So you know, grew up playing baseball, basketball, golf, track, all that. It was fun. It was a blessing. My dad actually taught, we'll get into it. My dad taught me in grade 7, which was unique. Yeah. So did that and then ended up, you know, I knew that I kind of wanted more than what was available, in Tecumseh at the time. And so I went to school for civil engineering. Again, one of the things that drove me there, one, I was good with numbers and math, and it was something that my dad went into, started in, but didn't finish in. So it was one of those things always to like, you know, show him you're proud, right? As a son to a dad, you want to kind of pick up and be successful in certain areas. And so went to engineering, brought me to Toronto, did that for a year, recession hit, company went bankrupt, I was laid off. Left up here, no family up here, not many friends up here, just starting to meet people. So it was like, oh shit, I got 2 options here. I move back home and go start what I was doing and just continue. Or I got to figure this out. And so I tried to figure it out. Yeah. So went back to actually into bartending, which I did while I was in university. And that just kind of kept me afloat, right? Like during that whole time, it was a tough time, 2000, 2008, 2009, right? Like there weren't a lot of jobs. And so I did that, pay rent, eat, and I actually fell into sales. So interesting story. Someone I grew up with, a very close friend of mine, his older brother ended up getting me into sales. He's like, you know, back home, everyone calls me Zar. They're like, Zar, like, what are you doing? Like, you went to school for engineering, but you're not an engineer, man. You are natural. Like, you will be great in sales. You should look into that. So I did that. I started my career at Xerox, cut your teeth at Xerox. They don't have jobs like that.
There.
Oh, it is a grind. Like, park your car in the, you know, middle of a business complex, get out of your car in your dress shoes, suit that was, you know, kind of threaded together and cheap suit at the time, you know, and walk and sludge around in that snow. It's one of those jobs where it gives you that grind, that foundation, that grit. And so I attribute a lot of like the things that I've grown to from that specifically. So did that for a bit, then went to work for one of my customers at the time, did that for 1.5 years, went to CareerBuilder, was there for 7 years. And I went there through a connection that I had, a good friend of mine now from Xerox. 7 years there, 7 years at Qualtrics after, again, recruited by a friend into Qualtrics. And then both Qualtrics and CareerBuilder, I led the Canadian business as GM. And now with Prescani Forsta, and again, through a contact. So there's a very common theme, I would say, for anyone that's looking for a job or looking to move, like, you know, just stay good with people, leverage your network for sure, because that's basically gotten me almost every.
The other side of it is you got to be running out of friends to get a job from.
Yeah, I need more friends now. Yeah.
That's funny.
The networking side is great, man. And I always love meeting and talking to a good salesman, because I think that like the word salesman in a lot of, you know, people's minds is almost a negative, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'm going to go sell for a little while and then I'm going to do the thing I want to do or can do.
Yeah.
Man, I have watched good salespeople out-earn people with PhDs.
Yeah.
I've watched good salespeople build lives that are insane. Like being good at sales. If you're young and hungry and you want to, you know, just work, boy, you can write your own.
It's a business in itself. Even if you're working for somebody in sales, like it's still a business in itself.
Most of the good positions, and I'm sure you've had these, you can write your own check. Just put your numbers on the board, and you know most of the business owners I know, they'll pay a salesman handsomely, as long as the numbers are there, right?
Yeah. Well, it's I would say hungry still, but not as young from my side, you know?
For sure.
So anyway, I would say, yeah, definitely that hunger. You just need to keep it going. And it's funny, when I was going into engineering, I'll never forget, again, like small town, my dad was a school teacher, mom was a city worker. So like they like very humble upbringings. They gave me a lot and it was great, but sales wasn't something that it is today. So I specifically remember where I was at the local bar and my dad saying, Ryan, one thing you don't want to do, like, I'm glad you're going into engineering.
Yeah.
One of the jobs you never want to get into is sales. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? He's like, it's unpredictable. You don't know how much money you're going to make. And, you know, you want to get into something stable like engineering. But again, my parents and myself, we just think about things very differently. Yeah. Totally. So anyway, that was their mindset. And it's funny. It's again, one of those things where dad almost put the challenge up and I was like, all right, let's do it. So interesting where I ended up.
Let's go back to talking about Pops being your teacher in grade 7. What was that like?
I called him Dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Small town, everyone knew, right? But yeah, it was interesting, right? Definitely harder on me. Definitely.
In class and at home, or just like...
So the rule was that he could not bring school home. I did fairly well in school, so he didn't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
But that was my mom's rule. Whereas, like, you know, give him a break, don't be on him for school, like let him kind of, you know, fail if he fails, or, you know, succeed if he succeeds.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the times it was cool. But if you think about as a dad, right, like there's a few teachers for grade 7. I kind of want my kid to learn from me, you know. I guess you could look and say, yeah, you might learn from others, but if you're confident that you're the best teacher and you're going to set your kid off on the right path, and he was the best teacher in that grade for sure, and one of the best in the school. And honestly, he was just that old school teacher that taught like discipline, respect, leadership. Like, that's back in the day. Like those communication was big. Like those are some of the traits that I think are kind of lost in today. And so he's like, no, I want my son in my class. So I went in his class, and I mean, you could think about grade 7 too. Think about grade 7, some of the topics that they're going through, right? So some were a little awkward, right? You know what I mean? Talking about puberty and stuff. I'm like, face just red as we're going through those classes.
All your buddies looking at you going,
your dad just said penis. Right? That's the best, man. And so we talk a lot about legacy on this then. So obviously your dad being a teacher, small town guy, love that he likes the structure of a career path. There's lots of people, man. And I the older I get, the more I realize that this whole life thing, there's so many ways to play it. And there isn't one that's better than the other. Like for some people, anything entrepreneurial is like terrifying. But for me, it's the other way. Like knowing what you're going to make, that's terrifying. Like I'd rather have the upside and the, in my mind, it's the freedom.
I'd rather know what we're not going to make.
Some months what we're not. But that's the ride, right? But I don't think there's one answer that's better than the other. But the legacy piece we always talk about is like, what do you think your dad's legacy is? Like, what did he define as his legacy? And I know it's ongoing, but what do you think his story is going to say?
I think again, like he taught almost every single, like a lot of kids in Tecumseh, right? There weren't a lot of schools. And so, I'll go back to like, he was a hard ass back in the day. He's gotten a lot softer, I think, with grandkids. And my wife's always like, your dad's so chill. I was like, he was not like that growing up. I can assure you he was not like that. But he was old school when it came to teaching. And I appreciate now, and even parenting, right? Like, he was just like, very respectful, very polite, like that's what he instilled in us. And staying organized too, right? Like the things you don't realize growing up when he comes in and rips your, shutters open early and get your ass out of bed and clean your room and do all that. Like the benefits that has today, like I'm, very organized, and anyone who has worked with me or for me, like they'll tell you that is like my organization is on a next level. And I think that helps keep me steady, focused. I'm not like, you're not scattered, right? You're kind of always disciplined on a plan. So I think some of those things are definitely, are intangibles that he taught, but everyone respected him, right? Like he held kids accountable. He didn't let you mess around in the class. I remember if you had a dirty desk, I don't even know if you could do this anymore. If you had a dirty desk, and I tell my son, I'm like, he would grab your desk, go to the hallway, flip it over, dump all your shit on the ground, and you had to clean it up, and you weren't allowed back in the class until it was clean.
Yeah.
So
I think that's still, would you get in shit for that now? I hope not, man.
I don't know. I see my kids.
I don't think a fucking teacher cares anymore if your desk
it could be that too. I don't know, man. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Is he still teaching right now, or when did he stop?
No. He's been done for probably 10-ish years.
I was gonna say, imagine the change in like the students your dad would have saw like then if he was still teaching now. Like, you think he'd still have the same discipline and still have a give a fuck right now?
Man, when my dad had to like take, report card writing and start doing this guy on the computer, he's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So
boy, you face some different challenges with kiddos these days too. It's a whole new world with social media, now access to AI, and
it's the parents too. Like I wouldn't even drop it all on the kids. Like it's the parents too. Like you called my dad back in the day and tell him I got suspended. Like I got the shit kicked out of me when I got home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now parents are fighting back, and so he started in like grade. He taught grades 7 and 8 almost his entire career. And then he came back at, I think his last like 10 or so years, he went to like grade 4 and 5, probably just a little more chill. You don't have to deal with the attitudes and stuff. Right. And I think, you get to a certain point where you're like, you just want to hang it up, and he's a golfer. So, pumped up his golf game a little bit. I don't know if he's gotten better. I know he's going to listen to this and
plays it more frequently.
He plays more frequently. There you go. Just kidding, Dad. You're good for
Who wins head to head? You or Pops?
You're going straight up. Who wins?
I haven't lost to my dad in a very long time, but he got his second hole in one. I forget how, he's like over 70 though. So yeah, he could still swing them. Yeah, he's solid. And you know what's funny? Like, so I got my son's 12. I got him into golf, and it's like those moments where I can go out with my dad and my son to the golf course.
Super cool.
The best.
Yeah.
Because I grew up, you know, again, my dad being a teacher, he had summers off. And so I played at least twice a week. We had a membership at like a small local club, but it was me, my dad, my grandpa, and my uncle, like once or twice a week.
Shit, you never forget that stuff.
There's a foursome.
Ever. Yeah. Grandpa was the best.
Yeah.
Grandpa kicked our asses. Yeah. He was good.
That's cool.
That. Tell us a bit about your family, man. Tell us about kiddos. How's things?
Yeah. So wife Jasmine, we've been married for 10 years, coming up on 11 years in April. Been together for probably 15 years. So she's born and raised here. We met up here. We actually met in the bar scene. So old school, right? We didn't have to swipe right. We met in person.
It's weird how that works, eh?
Right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like you guys talked to each other?
Yeah.
That was weird.
In person with words, not by texting. Yeah. And it was cool. We just, you know, knew a bunch of the same people, and you know, she was like playing so hard to get. I think that's what attracted me more to her, right? And that we were hanging out, we were having fun, and doing a bunch of stuff together. And then, but she just played so hard to get, and I was like, God damn.
Just kept you hungry.
Right, right. I was like, are we dating yet? She's like, yeah, whatever. I was like, come on. Like, so anyway, she's amazing. Listen, I will say the reason why I've been able to do anything in my life from a professional standpoint is because of the support that I have with her, right? Like she is the rock. She keeps our family together, you know, the kids with everything. She'll drive them to all their activities. I mean, like everything. She's just got the house and everything on lock, and her and I are just that great yin and yang partnership. You know, you're out with buddies sometimes, and if you're at customer dinners or whatever, and it's later, you know, you got your buddies like, oh, I got to go home. My wife's calling me and I'm past my bedtime, right? Curfew.
Yeah.
Jazz is never, like, she's never, ever, ever sent me a text or call like, where are you? You need to get home. Like, she's just got it unlocked.
Yeah.
Right. So it's amazing having that support. And now she started up her home renovation business. Shout out Elevated Interiors for anyone looking.
The two Jasmines.
Two Jasmines.
Yeah.
So they've been doing amazing work, right? She was doing a lot on our house, and it's great that she gets to do that on other people's houses and, you know, not spend as much money on hers.
Yeah. Your house isn't the ongoing project anymore?
It is. It still is. But, you know, it's now there's others to do too.
Yeah.
So that's Jazz. And then the two kids. So Landon, he's 12, and Malaya, she's 9. So Landon, he plays rep baseball. So I coached that for my first, I coached like his house league teams prior to, but coached his rep team last year, or select team last year, rep team this year. And, you know, it's unbelievable. Last year, I would say, was the best summer as a dad. And also for him, you got to see him grow, create these new friendships, right? Like before it was just school, and now he's got all these buddies, and they, you know, on the team, and, you know, like they were going fishing, like outdoor stuff, right? Like they were just doing all this outdoor stuff. They were going to the park to play, like all of this. And it was just unbelievable to see that. So I'm like, yeah, keep going. Like these are a great group of kids. And so anyway, like the parents were great, coaches were great, kids were great. So we had an amazing season, and I'm excited for this year too.
That's awesome.
My daughter, she's in competitive dance. So that's a lot. It's intense. It's busy.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive. But man, her personality's unbelievable. She's kind of like me. So,
she gets her dance moves from you.
No, I have 2 left feet. I'm a horrible dancer. She gets her dance moves. Definitely not from me, but I will say that, her attitude and her spunk and everything, man, high school is going to be fun. Yeah. Paybacks.
Yeah. Daddy's going to have a shotgun ready.
Yeah. Always. Oh, yeah. Told her she's not dating till she's like 35. Oh.
Baseball's fun though. I remember when I was 12, I played select too locally. It was Burlington Bulls, and my dad was a coach that year too. I always remember that. It's fun.
It's amazing.
It's a great reason to hang out. Team sports, man, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the dance thing is good too. Like my daughter's in cheer, so we're
same.
You know, that's in the similar pile. There's lots of commitment there, but it's fun to watch them figure out what they like too.
Oh, and that took a while. Like we had my son in everything, right? Growing up. And there's some kids, like you see it, right? As they grow up that are just like have that killer instinct and mentality. Like they're just good in anything, right? And they'll just like go, go, go. And they're just like aggressive. And I would say Landon growing up was a little more reserved. And now, you know, he hit his growth spurt and, you know, he's gotten really athletic over the years and he just gravitated towards baseball. And so yeah, he's loving it.
That's good.
But we put him in everything. We exposed him to everything. And so, yeah, I think he found his niche.
It is crazy at that age, like how much, like even for baseball, rep baseball, that they're training like year round now. Like at that age, you're burning kids out. Like it's crazy.
4 days a week right now.
Yeah.
He's in the gym, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
It used to be like 6 months hockey and then 6 months go play baseball or go, you know, play soccer or whatever. And now it's like you're fucking 12 months a year.
Yeah.
And they wonder why the guys are like blowing their arms out at 21 years old. And like, it's crazy now.
It is. You're absolutely right. Like kids play 2 sports growing up. I think almost all of them.
Yeah.
Now, I think the older you get, the more you're gravitating towards like, what's that one sport? I don't know if I agree with that, but.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough on kids, man. But hey, if they love it and you don't got to push them to go, then you keep doing it, right?
Yeah, that's it exactly, right? Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the legacy side of peace, but for you, like if we had your 2 kids today sitting where you're sitting and say, tell us about your dad, what would they say?
Oof. Oh man, I don't know. I would say dad is, you know, he could be a bit of a hard ass. I'd say like even just how I grew up, like it's, I think nothing comes free, you know? So like earning things, I think it teaches you a lot about like, you know, when you want to grow up and like life's not free, right? And even when you get older, like you're not going to get everything you want. And so I truly instill that. Like I'm not the one to say yes all the time. I will specifically say that. But look, we have fun as a family, right? So it's like, you know, dad loves to have fun. Dad makes sure that we're in check and, you know, we're good kids. I would say the thing, like whenever they go to school, it's always like a kiss on the cheek, hug, like, you know, I love you guys and make sure you have a good day, right? Make sure you do good today.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. So I think they know the expectations. Like I always say to them, you know, just like work very, very hard and just be a good person.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you see someone getting bullied or anything like that, like step up. Right. 100%. Stand up, have a voice, right? Do that. Like you are a leader. You're fortunate with the things you have. And you know, you're a leader. Like people look up to you. So like take on that mantle, take on that role and make change with it. So anyway, being a good person, I think it's just going to get you far in life and just outworking everybody. I always tell them like they see, they know how hard I work for sure. They always see me kind of on the phone and doing what I need to do to support our family. So
yeah, it is funny that everybody kind of has that thing that they say like every night before bed or every day when they drop their kids off at school. Like I'm the same when I drop mine off at school. I'm like, I love you. Make sure you eat your lunch. Make good decisions. Yeah. Like that's my 3 things. And it's always make good decisions. Like
yeah. That's smart. Yeah.
He says that to me when we start our days too. Just
make sure you eat your lunch.
And
make a decision.
Get your macros.
And I love you.
Protein. Yeah, that's right.
And how we doing on the decision side?
Yeah, Nate, listen, some days we win.
Good. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Not always.
Lunches we do pretty good though.
Yeah, we always
check, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Tips to being a good dad.
You know, I think it's like just genuinely like you gotta be there for your kids. And something I learned from my dad too is my dad showed up, right? My dad, that's one of the things that I didn't realize when I was growing up. But as you become a dad, you're like, holy shit, like my dad drove to every single tournament. He was at every single game. And I played rep baseball and basketball my entire life growing up. So that's a lot. And you're traveling a lot. And so, you know, that's a huge commitment. So I would say if I could, you know, I try to be at as many as I can. And again, that's why I stepped into coaching as well. Like I want to be there. I want to force myself to be there. Are you right? I want to be there, but like obviously work conflicts with it.
Yeah.
So I think he just showed up. And so that's, I want my kids to see that as well, right? And I want them to know that I'm showing up for them, right? And then just always having their back, right? I think that's another thing, is that they feel comfortable to come to you in any type of situation, right? I would say they feel more comfortable probably going to mom for things, but it's, again, it's that tough love, right? But they know I always got their back, and they know I'm always going to give them good advice.
That's awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
And then on the work side, tips to success. Like you've said, highly organized, you got work ethic for days, networking, your people, super important. How have you moved from good to great? Like, what are the things that you do that make you as successful as it is in a sales leadership position?
He told you. He just asked his friends for jobs.
Yeah.
Ride your friends' coattails. I've had a lot of fun with that.
Make good friends.
Yeah.
You know what? But for real, it is all about the network, right?
100%.
You start to see that more. It's crazy.
It's who you know.
It is 100% who you know. And I've been very fortunate to work for some amazing people who I, call friends, whether I work for them, whether I work alongside them, whether they report into me. It's all about, for me, it's like about building that culture of winning with everyone rowing in the same direction, right? Everyone with a similar mentality, right? You get one bad egg and that bad egg spreads. Bad egg spreads quick. So as a leader, you need to identify that. Like, you need to make sure that every single person on that team has the same mentality and drive to get to where you all want to get to.
Yeah.
Right. That's going to help everyone. And I saw that culture. We went through a transformation when I was at Qualtrics, where we as you shared there, like, we were the top 3 region globally as a Canadian business, a US tech company globally 2 years in a row, right? We built something that was incredibly special. And the reason why we did that was because of the people, right? No assholes, no ego. Right? It was people who were genuine, people who wanted to win, people who were like really collaborating and driving each other.
Yeah.
You get something like a team like that, right? And a business team and region is the exact same as a sports team, right? You build that culture. I mean, you're going to accomplish incredible things.
And that starts at the top, right? Like, that means you're not a good boss. That means you're a great leader. And there's a huge difference between people being a good boss and a good leader. And you are obviously a good leader. Like, leaders lead. They show people. You walk by a piece of garbage on the ground, you don't walk over to somebody and say, hey, go pick up that garbage.
No.
Like, you fucking pick it up and you throw it out. You know what I mean? Like, you lead by example.
I remember going into the Qualtrics office, and like, I was even at home, my wife goes crazy. Like, we would have snacks, and like, I always marry the stuff, right? I hate how she'll leave like this big box with like one granola bar. Lose my fucking mind, right?
Same way.
So you see all that. So anyway, like, I'm always like consolidating shit. Okay, cool. Getting it tight. And like at the Qualtrics office, I don't know, I would walk in, and if I saw things like that, like, I would just organize it so it looked good, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't my job, but it was like, I just little things like that. Like, we were all in it together, and you were doing whatever you needed to do. So
the stories about your father-in-law. Your father-in-law, every day that he would go into the shop. Like, tell that story.
He has a couple men. So
legit.
he's I'm super proud of him. Like, he and his brothers and family built an amazing business in automotive, right? Car dealerships. And he has 2 stories he always tells about that leadership thing. He had the same routine for 40 years. Yeah. Think about that, 40.
That's wild.
He would start his day, he'd get into work, he'd walk the lot, and he'd finish it up at the coffee bar. Because at the coffee bar, there was always a little mess from the first people in.
Oh,
so
that's
he'd
funny.
Clean up the cream. He'd sweep the coffee grounds that were on the ground. He'd say hi to 2 or 3 people that were in for service and whatever. And he did the same thing for 40 years.
But he always cleaned it. Like, he would never go in there and just like grab a copy and leave. He'd clean the entire fucking.
That's sick. That's amazing. The routine thing's huge too. So I'll even top that on. Like, I think routine of like, I just like to stay active. And, working out every morning, right? So that's something I want, like, my kids see it.
Yeah.
They see me working out. They see me just trying to be healthy, be in shape, eat proper, right? So that's a routine I've been on.
What are you saying? Pear isn't a shape?
Yeah. I'm not, hey, trust me. I got that same pair going, but it's, we're just trying to stay active.
Dad bods are in now.
Yeah. It gives me a chance to eat, especially over the holidays, man, to eat all that shit and, have a couple drinks.
Yeah. But it is all about the routine. And like, And for yourself personally, that's the mental health check too, right? Like
Totally.
I know that that's my space. Like I throw the headphones on for an hour and 20 minutes. Like I don't want anybody to talk to me at the gym. I hate when fucking people come up to me and talk to me at the gym. Like just let me do my thing. I just want to process the rest of my day, and that's your zone, right?
And you get it, like they always say, like eat the frog first, right? So you hit the gym first thing in the morning when you wake up. I started doing like I've done cold plunges now for a while. So I'll rip a cold plunge right after. And then we just got a hot tub. So I'll go kick it in the hot tub for a bit too. So that's like my, when I wake up, my routine, my cycle, you feel amazing. But
and great for the body. Like all three of those are like great steps for the body.
Yeah, it's great. But
you're big on those too.
Yeah, we actually had Brian on, and we'll give a shout out to Trinity as well too. Local, I guess call it a spa. Sauna? Is spa the right word? Sorry if I fucked that up.
Is it a man spa?
Okay, nice.
But he's got a bunch of cold plunges at a bunch of different temperatures. He's got a big group sauna. There's an indoor one, an outdoor one, and he's just created this sense of community where you can go there and plunge and then
awesome.
sauna, and it's great. And the cold plunge is intense, man. I don't think people realize if you've not done it before. Like I was lucky enough to have Brian, and he's got a great guy there. Bubba's his name. They would sit beside everybody going in for the first time. Like you go into the 3-degree tub and like it takes your breath away pretty quick.
They'd babysit you while you're in the bathtub.
They tell me
that's
you
super
got
cute.
This, and I'm so handsome, and they were great guys.
And you feel it like in the back of your, like right here, eh? Like it's
and it takes the breath out of your lungs too the first time.
Oh yeah. But you get used to it.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Fun routines though, man. The other story he told too, I think it was the one you wanted me to tell, was just about how hands-on he was. And there was this one time where this was later in his career. So like super successful dude but still on his routine.
Mm-hmm.
Walking by the service department and somebody's like, hey, where's my car? It's supposed to be washed. You brought it around. It didn't get washed. And so he just went up and he grabbed the keys and he goes, just give me a couple minutes. I'm going to go get this washed for you. So he drives the car around, takes it through the car wash, brings it back. And the guy too, he goes, hey, I just wanted to say, I appreciate you taking it for the car wash. And he gave him $5. and Daryl, being the sport he ever is, he goes, and I think I might be messing this up, but I'm pretty sure he just said thank you and let it go, right? And then knowing him, he would have turned around and gave it to one of his staff because he's super generous like that. But the point is, the guy at the top can do the job on the guy at the bottom. Yeah. You got a pretty cool culture going on.
Yeah.
And everybody sees that. Yeah. Everybody sees that.
Yeah. Well, and I would like, I would say top and bottom, like I kind of look like it's a team atmosphere, right? So you're kind of all in it together.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're all going at it. I wouldn't consider like a top and bottom. Like I never look at it like that. Right. I'm going to talk to the janitor the same way I'm going to talk to the president. Right.
Yeah.
And even just when you're forming the team, like I'm in the mindset of like, I never ask my team to do anything that I wouldn't personally do. Right. So it's just, it's one of those things. I'm always open to get my hands dirty on things.
Yeah. And then we were talking off camera too about this whole AI evolution that's going on right now. And we've got some business interests, and I know you do as well too, that are playing in this space. So let's talk about AI for a second.
Yeah, for sure.
Where do you think we're at today? Where do you think we're headed?
We're in like the first inning, like there's a lot to happen. Right. And we're seeing like how quickly it's developed over the last, 2.5 years. Right. You look at how it's become the generative space, right? That first started and now getting into the agentic space, being proactive, right? And actually doing things for humans. So I think like it's people are stuck between that. Is it going to take all our jobs, right? Are the robots going to take all our jobs, or is it going to complement us? I would probably lean more on the complement side. The things that it's taking away from, honestly, are just, I guess it depends on the industry, but it's really like making these mundane tasks quicker, more efficient, more effective. It's going to go back to...
It's changing the workforce for sure.
Of course it is.
But companies got to learn how to like get on board with that and not be afraid of like, it's going to kill my workforce. Like use that to your advantage and build your company bigger and create different positions for those people.
You have to adapt, whether you're the large organization, but whatever role you're in too, like if you're not leveraging AI in your professional environment or even personal, quite frankly, like you're behind, right? Like take advantage, right? Don't not when everyone else is doing it, you need to do that to definitely get ahead. So I think it's like, look at it and how do you actually implement AI into your day-to-day? I think I was mentioning too, like over the holidays, I was kind of just bumming around in Copilot and built some agents for my team on looking at accounts that they should be taking that are open based off of like ICP and who we closed in the past 12 months, pipeline we've generated by different industry, by size, all that. So they could quickly go in and say, hey, these accounts are available. These are the ones I want to take. And it was like syncing with Salesforce as well. So again, just trying to get my hands dirty to understand it as well too on the space, but like what it's going to do, like it's going to drastically transform how we operate in life. But it's going to open up a ton of opportunities, and it's going to go back to like, you know, communication. I always tell my kids, I'm like, communication is going to be number one, right? Just leadership in general and being able to navigate personalities and people, right? Like, and driving them and creating that culture to that, again, that goal and getting everyone on board for that. Like those are the intangible skills when you look at the businesses, I think that are going to flourish in the future. Obviously like the, you know, the EQ, like the IQ is going to be highly, highly important. But like that motor, that bias of action, like these skills going forward, like those are the people who are going to succeed.
The decision-making
totally,
stuff.
totally.
Sure.
So anyway, it's going to change things. I'm excited for it, for sure, embracing it. And we're seeing it like in our space today in the organization that I'm at, PG Forsta, like we implement, so I'm in the customer experience space, right? So we look at really creating an omni-channel approach to collecting and soliciting feedback, right? Whether it be structured or unstructured, bringing that all in-house and really helping organizations make decisions, right? And building AI into that. And then the most important part really on the back end is the action piece. So how are you, one, either empowering the individuals who are in front of the customer that can actually make action. So they call it like inner loop or outer loop, right? To make proactive decisions that fundamentally change organizations, right? And I would say to actually take action on immediate customers that might be experiencing challenges, right? They just got off a bad customer phone call, right? And how are you making sure that that person doesn't leave with a bad taste in their mouth?
For sure.
They just come out of your retail location and, you know, they had a poor experience. How are you making sure when that person goes home, leaves a review, that you're doing something for them? Like take that opportunity of a negative experience, and that is an opportunity to do something positive and turn a detractor into a promoter.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, and we're at this cool stage right now because, you know, when we were talking off camera that we've been in this space for a couple of years now, and the thing that is so true is AI in any form is a tool. Okay, even something like an LLM. So take like a ChatGPT or a Gemini. The way you prompt, the way you interact, what you upload, the knowledge base you feed in, all of that is up to a human right now. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, you know, go back to my analogy about it being a tool. Like if you give me a paintbrush and you give Picasso a paintbrush, it's going to be two different works of art, right? That's where we're at right now. We're not at a stage where things are fully agentic, fully autonomous. They still very much depend on the human in the loop. Totally. So when you apply that methodology to the business cases that we've put together with AI, what's great is the human in the loop is the business operator. The business owner is going to understand what's broken, where the bottlenecks are, what's not happening. And we can go to them now and say, listen, you are at a time here where whatever you think those problems are, you can probably solve them using AI to create solutions that are wildly cost effective and can be implemented within weeks, not months.
Yes.
But having those conversations with these business owners and saying, no, like right now. Yes. You already know what's broken. Yeah. Like imagine all those great ideas that are sitting in all those entrepreneurs' brains right now that they didn't go with because it was cost prohibitive, time prohibitive, didn't understand how to get to the end result. Like today, you can do that. Yeah. So it's opening people's minds to how powerful this is, and then showing them. Like we've built some tools that are
initiative.
Insane.
Like if they don't have initiative, then you know, none of that's going to happen, right?
100%. Yeah, just going out and doing it, and on like look, people who just take that initiative right away. Like again, those are the people, the businesses that are going to flourish and be more successful, and we're seeing that today. And so companies have to adapt. They have to adapt quick. Yeah, and they have to. When you going back to the people element of it, you need to hire people who are okay with that adaptation and just changing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's people, you need people who want to evolve and get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And understand that like when you start to look at some of these solutions, it's often the least sexy that will get you the highest return.
Yeah,
like
totally.
we had one client of ours that we put in some AI solutions that essentially eliminated the copy and paste between two systems. And it drastically reduced the keystrokes that his admin team would need to punch.
Totally.
So he looked at it as, I'm actually going to keep all of my staff. I'm not going to let a single person go, but I'm going to redeploy that time into doing what I care about, which is looking my customers in the eye. Because every time they're looking down at the keyboard, they're actually not doing their job. They're doing the redundant things they have to do, but they're not doing what I want them to do. So looking at it like that, like what are those things that is, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You can automate those, but just have the foresight to know that that's possible right now. And some of these software solutions, like even the stuff you guys are doing, it's incredible.
I love the people though that you talk to and they're like, oh, this is just like a 3-4 year bubble. Like this AI
it's a fad.
shit, it's just a fucking bubble. Like,
Same people said that with the .com. Same people said that with the
just a
internet.
bubble.
Yeah. What the hell's the internet?
Yeah. Well, if it's just a bubble, I don't know like what's going to go backwards at all, but like it's fucking doing a lot of shit that people don't have to do anymore. So like, I don't think anybody would give any of that up.
Yeah. And then looking forward too, like it's going to be cool. These next 3 or 4 years are going to be insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to make a lot of millionaires.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And with a B too.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
for sure.
Yeah. So on the work side, you looking forward, what are you excited about? What do you guys have coming down the pipe? Anything you want to talk about there?
Yeah, look, I think the customer experience space in general, I've been in it for 8 years now and it's evolving, right? We're kind of at the crossroads with AI as well, right? And how to implement that into our business even more so now. So I talked about like the different elements and journeys along that. So it's how do we make sure we capture all that information that's out there? Talked about it earlier, whether it's like social reviews, like the unstructured elements of it too, the social reviews, the contact center conversations, like that is gold. That data, like when you call in a contact center, you're not calling in just to shoot the shit for, hey, how you doing?
Nobody's happy when they call the call.
You're usually pissed or you're trying to get shit done because something's broken. And so like taking all of that information and being able to aggregate that with also like the experience that someone has on your website, in your store, like how are you marrying that all together to create a consistent experience for your customer? And how are you proactively fixing any gaps and problems that come about, right? So I'm excited just to continue to evolve that. I mean, we're a leader in the space. And, you know, when you look at, again, on the back end, how are you empowering organizations and people to take that action?
Yeah.
One of the things that we've done is like, you know, you're breaking down silos across different departments in an organization because the left hand doesn't always talk to the right.
For sure.
And so the benefit in having like a CX platform in place is that it creates like one view of the customer, right? And when you can see that one view, it's hard to argue this over that. It is, you know, it's very black and white on what's there.
Yeah, for sure.
How are you talking to your kids about AI?
Oh, so, you know, my son like the kids at 12 years old, grade 7, right? Like he knows what GPT is. He uses it to actually encourage it, right? Especially like being in tech and AI.
I try to too.
Yeah,
but
totally.
the teachers like fight him like crazy on it.
Yeah, we got him into code. He's been in coding too. He's done pretty well in school and he's always picked things up pretty quick, sharp kid. And so we got him into that earlier. I mean, coding's kind of going down a different path, but it's still, you know, it stimulates that creative brain capacity. So like the things it teaches are still very relevant, right? That critical thinking. So I encourage it. You know, my daughter's probably a little young for it still at 9 years old, right? Grade 4. So she's not really as much using it, but he's using it. And I keep encouraging it. I'm like, man, you're like going down the path. Like it's something you need to be very fluent in. And it's something for you. Like, you know, I was telling him like talking to him about different people and like starting organizations at like 25. I'm like, man, that's like 13 years away from where you're at. and becoming millionaires and billionaires. I was like, his name's Landon and his friends call him Lambo. I'm like, if you really want that Lambo, you know, you got to work your ass off. And look, you gotta think of something creative. Like, have fun. I'm not obviously putting pressure on them, but AI is a great space to get into. So understand it, play with it.
Yeah.
You know?
And it has changed learning a lot. Like, it makes learning easier if you use it properly.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. And it exposes them too. You talk about the prompting too, right? Like, know how to ask certain things, know how to get certain answers, right? Like, you're trying to get to the outcome. That's the end goal, right? And it's, how do you end up getting there? And kids it's funny. The way, sometimes old school, we'll just think of something, we'll try to think of it. He'll just like ChatGPT. Like, it's automatic for them, right?
Yeah.
With everything. So I think there's an element of it taking away some creativity, but to me, it's if you can do it more efficient and effective, then why not?
For sure. And finding the right, like, depending on like what you're looking into or what you're trying to research, like, also the differences bouncing between like a ChatGPT, a Grok, or Perplexity, because they all kind of give you like a little bit of a different foundational answer.
They do.
So like when somebody's researching stuff, like even my kiddo, like I tell them to use like 2 or 3 different ones, because like you'll learn a little bit differently from each of them, but they'll all give you some good foundation on what you're trying to figure out. Because sometimes he just doesn't understand what the teacher's trying to like teach or explain, or what he's got to read about.
Well, teachers aren't even teaching AI today, right? Like,
no, not at all.
Yeah, like they're not teaching it. So again, I think like how I grew up and, school teacher, city worker, right, in a smaller town, like these are things like we probably weren't as exposed to. I mean, nobody was exposed to obviously at that time, but just like different, like business in a certain degree. And so those are things I'm trying to just instill in my kids, should they want to go down that path.
Yeah, for sure.
I can remember too when I was in school and it was math class, and the exercise was to do it longhand and write it out. And I always remember there was a teacher that said to me, because I had a calculator on my desk and I was going to use it, and she pushed it aside and she goes, you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so wing and a miss.
Yeah.
We all do, every single one of us.
Yeah.
That's going to be the same as AI, because like you already, like, even if you're listening to this and you don't think you're using anything AI, bullshit. Go as simple as Google right now. You go to Google and you search anything right now. You got your sponsored results, and then right below that, you've got your Gemini results.
Yeah.
You already have AI answering your questions. You follow other big announcements, like with Apple right now. Apple, the next generation of Siri, is going to be a partnership with Gemini. Yeah. So now you've got AI in all of your devices, all your, Google Homes and Nests and iPhones.
My truck, when you talk to the truck, it's Grok. So like you're literally talking to AI the entire time.
It's so crazy how it's applied to everything. And these big organizations and these big LLMs, right? Like, it's their platforms that are basically powering almost like, the world's AI. And it's unbelievable to see. Yeah. So anyway, very, very excited for what it's going to do. I think, we talked earlier too, this is like that time frame where, we need to act. It's if you have an idea or, you think you want to do something, like now's the time, right? Because there's going to be, like you said, a lot of millionaires and billionaires created in the next little bit. So
there's some funny shit happening too. Like even like, so I love country music. In the top 100 right now in the country music, like 2 of the songs in the top 100 are AI artists. Like you see the album cover and you know the name and you're like, oh fuck, like I like this guy. But if you do a little bit of research, it's literally just AI. Like it's not a person.
It's a made up person.
Yeah, and like that shit's legit. Like it actually sounds good. Like if like they're good songs. Like there's some industries that are really gonna take a shit kicking because of this kind of stuff. Like designers, writers, like
programmers,
like
movie writers,
engineers too. It's true, right? Like huge organizations aren't going to need 10, 15 engineers on staff to do all the work that engineers normally would do. They're going to need a couple that make the decisions with all the shit that AI puts out, right?
And that's why like the decision making, the communication, like it goes back to some of those like, skills and traits that have always been fundamental in success, is that they're just going to continue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
And now you got that falls right into your gym playlist now. So now you got AI artists. And and then he just adds that to his gym playlist. It's got like a lot of Christina, a lot of Britney.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Queen Bee, and now AI artists, right?
Yeah. Well, you showed me how to use it. Yeah, you showed me how to use it. So,
so you took his playlist. Okay, there you go. All right.
I think the other thing that's going to happen with AI too, not to make this a fucking AI podcast, but like there's these waves of adoption, and there's these waves of like, a couple things we've seen with consumer behavior. How many people right now would prefer to text over speak on the phone?
Oh, I speak all day.
It's huge.
Yeah. My kids know all my texts because I just say it, you know?
Yep. But that was a huge change, right? We're moving away from the phone into text-based. And text-based right now is the by far the preferred method of communication. And I know sometimes I'll call people, not to pick on Tay, but like if I call her, she almost comes with a like, oh, what's wrong? Because it's just not like, we text or email, right? The same thing is going to happen with some of these chatbots, because like in early versions of web chat, you had these FAQ bots. They really weren't AI, but what they were is they were trained on a knowledge base, and they were able to
like
respond.
many chat.
The really, really low tech ones. And then they did the same thing with the phone agents. The phone agents were fairly low tech when it first started out. They were tied to a knowledge base and they had a job to do, and that was it. And there were so many people that would like scream at it, like talk to an agent, real person, right? We saw it on all of our client sites. But now what's happening is the AI is getting so good that I think in the next couple of years, people will get upset if a real person picks up the phone, because they'll be like, oh, do they know the answers? Like, because how could they possibly know as much as AI? They can't.
And you can train them to have a personality now. Totally. Like, it's not like you're talking to like a robot. A recording robot. You half the time you could get like, and like what we've done it through the other business. Like you legit have phone bots that sound like a person, have a personality the way you want to train it to be, and they talk to you and like make jokes with you even. But we've tried playing with them to like mess it up and stuff and throw some like weird shit at it, and like it'll respond and give you like a really cool answer to like make you think it's a person like with a personality.
Well, and on the customer experience side too, like I'm at the front end of that, right? Yeah. So like, look, I've experienced one of Canadians' largest companies in one of our, industries that is like a, duopoly or triopoly, right?
Yeah.
Go figure. Trying to get a credit card from them and spending countless hours on the phone with an agent to get a credit card with a bank I've been with forever, my entire life.
Yeah.
Right. And I was getting transferred from department to department. Like it was brutal, the worst experience. And then the end, 3 weeks later, they're like, oh, your card wasn't mailed. Like it wasn't approved. I was like, I went through this process with, it was so infuriating.
It literally happened with us too. Remember the exact same thing with the Burlington dads.
Totally
crazy.
I thought you were going to say we just registered that last business too. It was the same thing. Like it will get better, but right now
no, it wasn't AI. It was
this was the person,
a human.
We did it with the bank. Remember? It was crazy.
And like, I'd rather talk to a robot. So there's organizations, a lot of organizations actually. That's like a sweet spot space where companies are building agents that are, and a chatbot versus an agent. Agents are more proactive, right? So chatbots are going to answer your questions and direct you to certain areas. An agent is going to think on its own,
right?
And it's going to be proactive in some of the prompts that it brings up to you, right? Which is next level, right?
Yeah.
You can get down to even like, selling more to the individual, right? Have you thought about this product, right?
Yeah.
But then even going to the voice piece, like, I'd way rather talk to a robot that has access to all of the FAQs, all of the answers, and can scan that in seconds versus a human. Like, it takes them longer. It's the reality of it. So that's one role where like, I would love to see that impacted more and more organizations take that on to resolve some of these challenges that we're all experiencing
for sure,
for no reason.
And train those agents all the way through. Like we've got a couple, like I was telling you off camera about the car delership, software that we built, and those agents have objectives. And the one on the sales side can go as far as checking inventory, confirming where that vehicle is, and scheduling a test drive.
Yeah.
So like
without
the
you lifting
sales
a finger,
experience has just gone to just show up, and if the dealership does their job because they get notified of what has to happen,
here's your keys.
It's ready. There's your keys. Go for your test drive. Like it's going to get that autonomous. It already is.
Yeah, and build the guardrails as you should and all that. And as long as you build it properly, then there might be some hallucinations along the way, but it's getting better, like less and less of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We sat with one tech partner that has the hallucination thing as close to figured out as I've ever seen. And it's crazy how smart the technology. It basically balances out multi LLMs and creates a debate.
Nice. Okay.
And it's emerging technology, but it's like, yeah, somebody's going to figure it out. Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's very cool times.
Yeah.
What else, man?
We didn't ask you about your kiddos, say 20 years from now. So your kiddos are here 20 years from now. What's your legacy in their mind? What are they going to say about dad 20 years from now?
Yeah. Legacy of dad. I would say, again, I want to be that father that shows up. Right. And I feel like I'm definitely there, right? We definitely encourage the kids to have their friends over, right? So almost just having an open door, for their friends to come over, and so I think like just being that welcoming home for them, for their friends, and everything. Like we kind of create that environment for our kids.
Yeah.
I also think again, like they see like how hard I work too, and what I do, and so I think that they'll, I hope both. Again, working out and doing that and staying disciplined and regimented with a routine, but then also like professionally and work. And, I hope they see that and just see like, one, dad has a passion for something and he loves what he does. And that's why he does it to the extent that he does it. So I hope they find something that they love. And I hope they put their heart and everything into it as well.
It's great, man.
Creating that space is so important, dude.
Yeah.
I've done that since day one, and I'm so proud of the fact that my kids have friends that know the code to our house.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
awesome.
know that they are welcome.
Hold up.
Because
kids know the code to your house, but I can't have the fucking code to your house.
We got systems in place here, Jamie.
Yeah.
Chris and I'd be at your house every day.
We talked about guardrails, right? Yeah, that applies to people too.
And moving forward too, like I've said this with some of my closest friends, Jamie obviously, and boys like JD, where it's
apparently
like,
not.
Here's the, I'll talk to Laura. We might be able to get you a code. Where I've said to him, like, dude, my kids need a safe spot that isn't my house, because there's going to be a time where I'm not home, or there's going to be a time where they're mad at me or think I'm stupid or whatever. And if they had the place across the road where they knew they were welcomed and safe and supported, then that's great. And like you with your best friends, you can create that. So your kids know they've got, they got a little home away from home, and totally. Kids even at that age, like my oldest daughter's 10, she's already starting to do it. Yeah. Like she knows that she's welcome there and she's welcome here, and I don't even have to think about it. I know she's safe when she's there, and best believe those kids are safe when they're here, and then create that, that system.
Well, you want to be able to, that's one thing me and Jazz always say to each other too, is right. You want to know your kids, who their friends are. Yeah. My dad had the competitive advantage that he obviously knew who most of my friends were, because he probably taught a lot of them, right? And he was in the school system. But if you're not a teacher, if you don't see the kids all the time, it's like, how are you going to get to know your kids' friends? And you just got to have them over, right? Yeah. And just make sure that they're hanging out with the right people, obviously, too.
Yeah, for sure. Our house is the same way. Like all summer long, it's literally the party backyard. That's where. Yeah. And so the parents end up coming. So it's like, hey, you guys might as well come too. The kids, there's gonna be 6 or 7 kids. Like a couple of the parents might as well come.
A lot of pizza bills, right?
Lots of Uber Eats.
Yeah, lots of Uber Eats, lots of dogs, lots of burgers. Yeah. But it's worth it. Yeah. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
A pantry full of snacks. My kids were just over at his place and they're like, oh, he's got Pop-Tarts. I'm like, well, now we have Pop-Tarts.
That go like that. Yeah.
Too funny. Let's keep on the dad train here. We have a segment we like to call Bring Us a Dad Joke.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a joke?
Oh, jeez. You know what? I actually had to look one up.
That's fine.
My wife and kids told me I wasn't funny, so like, Dad, you're not funny. So okay. So back to my bartender. I was like, I gotta think of something kind of relatable. So bacon and eggs walk into a bar. Bartender says, we don't serve breakfast.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. Anything else, man? Tell the people how to get in touch or what you got coming up? Or?
No, I would say, another thing actually, so dadism. I know you guys talked about that as well too, right? Like one of the things I asked my kids yesterday, and it kind of goes into a bit of that tough love, right? Making sure that the kids appreciate what they have and, they don't get everything they want.
Keep them humble.
Correct. So I was like, Landon, what's like a dadism? What's something I always say immediately? No. He's like, He's like, you say no.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fair.
Yeah.
So, look, I think, you know, he said it with a smile on his face because he knows, obviously, look, when he wanted a fishing rod to go fishing with his friends, when he wanted a new baseball bat for baseball, those are things we're going to go get for that. Right. But if he wants, you know, just this, I don't know, New Jersey or whatever, just because, and he's already got something, right? I think one of the things is it makes them think about what they're asking for, right? Do they really need that? Is it a need or is it a want? Right?
Can I just download this game too? It's only $19.99. Can I just get this game?
I thought you were going to say Robux, and I was going to say fucking
Fortnite Robux. I got lucky. My 15-year-old, when he was into the Roblox stuff from like age 6 to 11, he started coding his own game. So like he would be charging people Robux to play his game. So we literally never had to give him any money for Robux because
brilliant.
He was hustling. Even t-shirts, like he was designing like clothes that people would like buy the clothes for like, you know, 10 Robux or 15 Robux.
Dope.
Yeah, like he was good that way. He tried doing the YouTube channel stuff, but like I'm not a techie kind of guy, so there was no way I could help him down that path. But yeah, he did the Roblox thing and fucking loved it. Yeah.
Good on him. Hey, they're not doing bad as a company.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's it, man. Look, I'm excited for you know, again, like you want to leave that legacy with your kids, right? And I think until you know, prior to having kids, for me, it was you know, you obviously have purpose and it's success, and you know, you want to continue to drive and be better just as a human. Yeah. But then you have kids, and it's like that whole level of purpose. Yeah. More so, right? It's cliche to say, but it's absolutely true. And you want to set them down a better path than you were on. And give them better opportunities that you had. And I was fortunate, like, you know, my parents, like I said, they gave me a lot, right? Like very humble upbringings, but like we went on family vacations. Like I played travel sports and, you know, very grateful for you know, growing up in a small town. And I would say they just instilled a lot of those like foundational things in you where, you know, again, be a good person, stand up for what's right, and then just like work your ass off. And so I want my kids to do the same thing. So every day I'm always thinking, you know, one of my neighbors I remember said to me, he's like, you know, his kid was a little older, and he's like, you know, your kids are watching you, and this is why I do this and this, and because like I know my son's watching every single move I do. And so that's just something, you know, I'm always conscious of as well too, right? Making sure you're a good example for your kids. That's number one.
Having the support of your wife behind you, like being able to go through all this, like that's huge, man. And it's cool now that you can help push her and give her the support for her to go down her path. And we'll give a shout out. We'll put their Instagram up. What's their Instagram? The two Jazzes? Yeah,
no, it's at Elevated Interiors. So I'll send that over. But make sure you guys follow. Make sure you give them some love. They do amazing work. And yeah, she is the rock. Honestly, she's a huge reason why I've been able to do what I do. And I think we can all say that, right? With our better halves, for sure. They keep us in check, right?
There you go. Yeah. Right on, man. Well, thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, fellas.
Thanks for making the time, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's been a blast being here.
Right on.
Cheers, guys.